And word. Let's try to do it at the same time, like let's get like an intro. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the word of the obscure.
No, okay. Yeah, one more time. I got it.
3.
Here we go.
2, 1. Welcome back to
the
audio.
Oh man, this is hard.
Hijack. The hijack hotline. Welcome to hijack hotline.
Yeah, there we go.
Something like
That's
that.
great.
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I tried, and for whatever reason, every single time you do 3, 2, 1, it'd like glitch out for a second. So I'd be like, "Do I start? What do I do?" Yeah, dude.
That's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Need to fix my fucking light. Oh God, language already. It's been a while.
Oh,
the obscure one.
We're coming in hot.
Got the language just coming in super hot. So, anyways, me and Bronson we're back inside of you. Thanks.
Yeah, we're all up in you.
All up in you.
Yeah, dude.
In you.
YouTube asked. Yeah, dude, great band. Dude, great. That's always the funniest thing to me is like when YouTube's like, "Hey, do you say fuck in the first 30 seconds?" And I'm like, probably. I don't know, man. Oh yeah. Well, it's okay. This isn't monetized. We got like 18 fucking people watching. It's fine. Yeah, no,
it's fine.
That's always funny though. I'm always like, I guess it's probably just due to like audience retention that they're like, hey, most people average like a minute watch, well, probably less than a minute watched. So they're like, hey, do you swear in that amount of time? That's all we need to know.
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely.
But yeah,
dude, that light's blinding me. Okay, sorry everybody. I gotta fix that. That's a bit much. Oh, yeah.
Dude, this is the like moodiest my room has ever been. Like my lights are just so dim right now. I'm using like a different profile than I usually do in my camera, and I like
Are you
had
using
to turn
a
every
Sennheiser profile
light down. Yeah, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'm like I had to turn my lights down like as low as they go so I wouldn't like blow my face out. But
makes sense to me. Yeah, mine's dark. I need a little bit more like overhead lighting or something. Just
dude,
a little dark.
The thing that's great is I guess I don't know, do you have like an LED panel? Is that what you have, like the
Yeah, I mean I have some like this big little square LED
yeah.
panels. I got one up in the house, one here. I've got some overheads that give me some nice glow. But a couple bulbs. But I need something soft and above me so I'm not staring, because right now it's kind of like head on a little bit where it's on a little scissor, boom arm, cheapy boom arm. Whatever. What the fuck ever. Blank me out, YouTube. I dare you. Fucking bring it on. I dare you.
It's not going to make a difference.
Not going to make a goddamn difference.
Yeah, no, the one that I like a lot, so I've used like soft boxes that have like the grid on it and are super directional, but ever since I like pushed my desk further toward the other wall, it was like not giving me nearly enough light kind of in the back. And it wasn't even that I wanted the back lit up aside from like the lights that are actually back there. I just wanted to avoid like noise, so I was like, I need a little bit more light. So I went with like a lantern, and that's like made such a big difference. It's like way easier. You just like turn it on and it's just like a nice like glowing light, and you just don't have to worry about it. It's fantastic.
That sounds excellent to me. A lot better than a whole LED panel blinding my eyes as I'm trying to look at you. It's like you're an angel. Yeah. It's like you're
and it's
little baby Jesus
nice,
in the golden manger. little baby Jesus.
It's nice. Because it's like technically it's like the lowest part is like over my head. So it's like not in my eye line, really. Well, a little bit, but not bad.
Right.
It doesn't blind my ass.
Well, give me 2 seconds. I need to remedy this because I can't be blind. I can't be singing a corn song after this is over. Go! Go! Something die. Something. That's better. That's actually better.
Hell yeah.
That is better. I like that. Okay, I'm good.
Word.
Cool word. All right. So anyways, while Bronson is under the desk doing God knows what right now, I'm going to lead you in with our sponsor for today, Astroglide. Yes.
Dude, yes.
Yes. Dude, yes. Magical. If they would have put that on the SpaceX ship that crashed and burned or whatever in the sky today, would have been fine.
Yeah.
Would have been fine.
Yeah,
Astroglide.
probably true,
But you need to keep the friction down. Got to keep the friction low.
Yeah. No.
Is what it is. Got to keep it low.
Yeah, dude. No,
Anyways, Bronson, it looks like we've got twin phallics going on here. What are you using?
Dude, yeah, I'm using a phallic-y boy.
Oh yeah.
Dude, okay, maybe this is fucked up to say, but I think I gotta say it.
Say what you want.
Actually, maybe it's bad. Maybe it's bad, but like, what is it called when someone is voluntarily they voluntarily don't have sex? What's that called again?
Oh shit.
Incel, right?
Incel. Yes,
Incel.
God, that one fucking guy comes to mind. Yeah, incel.
Dude, but the reason when you said Astroglide and then you mentioned the SpaceX thing, and I was like, well, if all of them weren't a bunch of fucking incels, they probably would have thought of that. But maybe that's fucked up to say.
Yeah.
But
no, it's not. It's not, because they've come up with a name to describe themselves. They've came up with a name to describe who they are in not having the ability to get laid, because incels don't typically just choose not to get laid. They're so unlikable that they can't get laid. And that one fucking guy, the right-wingy guy, can't remember his fucking name because I don't like those people. Not all right-wingers. I'm talking about the crazy fucking ones, the one that run around with Kanye. Nick, I don't know, I remember his name. But anyways, that guy, he did a whole video about like proud to be an incel, but then also said, just because I can't get laid doesn't mean that it's something like that. It's like I'm proud, but also it's because I can't. Like no one will play with my P-Bob.
Yeah, no, I know it's kind of interesting. Like it's funny how people like they'll find a trait. Well, not even a trait. They'll like find something that they lack or whatever, and then they'll turn it into their personality. Or like a trait. It's so weird, dude. Like it's just so bizarre to me. Like,
yeah,
like the fact that there's a name for that is silly to me. But hey,
it's crazy, man. I'm waiting for the name for the guys who won't wipe their ass because they're so insecure about their butthole being touched that they won't even do it themselves with toilet paper. Well, like, what are they called? Because that's a thing.
That's a real thing. That's a thing. I did not know that.
That's a thing. I feel like I've even said it on this podcast before, but it is a thing. I know a girl who was begging, I don't know her, but she was begging on this mom group that my wife is in, like, how do I get my fucking boyfriend to like wipe? Like every time we have sex, when he's on the bottom, like there's a streak on the bed when he's done because he says, nothing gets near my asshole. Like not even toilet paper. Nothing gets near my. Yes, it's real, bro. Dude, toxic masculinity runs that deep.
I think what we call those people is just fucking disgusting. I think that's what we call
pretty disgusting.
Like, I think that's the name for it.
It's pretty gross. Not to be gross here on the Obscure Hotline, people. I'm sorry about this, but it's it's a real thing, and there's no. I'm waiting for like a commercial to pop up, like some kind of pill that just melts it off your butt for you, like poo away. Might cause cramps, bleeding, headache, nausea.
It's just like a pair of underwear that just has like a slight bump toward the crack,
or a built-in bidet.
Dude, I think they disapprove of the bidet even, dude. Dude, that's wild. Maybe they'd even disapprove of underwear being close to, dude. That's wild.
How can they
I've never even heard of that?
How can they even approve of something sliding out? Like you would think they would just get some kind of bag inserted to the side to where they didn't have to use their butt at all.
Dude,
like they're that incel-y.
Just like through the stomach, or like it just dude,
or maybe they just start puking instead of pooping. I don't know. Confusing world we live in.
A shit cell or something. Shit cell.
Sounds like a Tom Clancy game on Xbox.
Shit sell.
Tom Clancy
$69.99.
Rainbow shit cell. Fuck. Yes. It's been a while. You can tell. We love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we get on a host of topics.
Everyone.
Happy 420. I did not smoke today. Like, it hasn't happened. Not saying it won't, but it has not.
Yeah. It hasn't today. Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't. It has not happened today. I'm having a brewski instead, and it's my first one. I'm not loopy yet.
Yeah.
But we throw stuff out there off the top of our head. Have to ask you, did you listen? I did not, because I didn't like them. But did you listen to the Dillinger Escape playing when they were a thing?
Like forever ago, dude. I don't think that. I mean, over 10 years ago, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a band. Oh shit! Who the hell are they comprised of? They're comprised of Greg Puciato. I think I'm saying that right. I might be saying it wrong. From Dillinger Escape playing, and this band, Every Time I Die.
Oh yeah. I've seen them in concert a couple times. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm digging them lately, but apparently members of Every Time I Die, and it's Greg Puciato from the Dillinger Escape playing. New band called Better Lovers, and they released a single today. Better Lovers, and they released a single today, and I just wanted to tell you that it is bad ass.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, it's bad as fuck. It's terrible. It's so bad.
No, it is bad.
Dude, I'm gonna check it
ass.
out. Yeah, gotta love
Just
like super group. Oh, and yeah, that's interesting, huh? Little soupy group, super group.
Good. So good.
Nice.
It's angry.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Actually,
me,
no. I think that a couple bands that I like the Ghost Inside, announced like a new tour that, dude, that's like one of the bands that I don't really like going to concerts anymore. Like, I think it's because I like played a decent amount of shows, and I just like the sexiness of it has just, it's lost its appeal to me a bit. But that's like the one band that I'm like, I'll go like for sure, but
it's got to be a good one, man. Like anymore, it's like somebody says, "Hey, you want to go watch?" God, I can't even think of a band that I just kind of like. I really like Mastodon, but even though I really like Mastodon, if somebody was like, "Hey, Mastodon's coming through town," like, no shit, I'd probably go.
Would you?
I don't know. It's got to be like top 15 of a genre for me to go anymore. Like, I don't want to just go watch anyone. Everclear was like 45 minutes from me not long ago, and that's a band I grew up on a little bit, one of the bands. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's got to be worth the drive and worth the time and worth the money, and the tickets are so stupid on most bands these days.
Yes.
But
Speaking of...
I love concerts. It's got to be good. Speaking of. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh, my wife has a friend that just went to Taylor Swift. And I think that her tickets that were like side stage, like here's stage, like side stage, like a little ways up, like honestly not a great seat, because you don't really like have a front view, and that's kind of what the show is like, like performed around, is the front, not really the side.
I will interrupt you shortly and say I love side stage tickets.
I don't mind it, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that she paid what I believe is $900 for that seat is wild. Is wild, bro.
Dude, I don't like... I have love for Taylor Swift on some stuff. Not necessarily all her music, but the two folky albums she did before this newest one, I thought were great. Like, I just thought they were really well done and really good. And it was like soft and folky and kind of indie. And I was like, that's good. I got really hooked on the first one she dropped that had the Cardigan song on it. Like that. I thought it was great. I really did. And I'd never liked Taylor Swift before ever. But I read an article that said, like, Taylor Swift made an indie record and it's actually really good. And I was like, okay, I'll listen. Yeah. And I listened and I was like, dude, this is really good. And I've always had respect for her because she writes her shit, plays her shit. And she's, Like, and at the same time, she annoys me because all she does is sing about ex-boyfriends. But like, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
But,
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, as much as I like those two albums, I'm not paying half of that to go watch her perform on even that tour. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Too much.
See, I would actually say that as far as like pop artists go, she might be my most liked one. Like it, and that's not even to really say that like that's a glowing like that's not really like pop. But I think that like the fact that she attempts to like write her own music and like, yeah, she has people help. And I do think that one thing, I do have like kind of a soft spot for, I don't know if you know the band Bleachers. I kind of like Bleachers. And their singer helped write a couple songs of Taylor Swift's. And those are the ones that I actually like. I think, I can't remember which ones they are. But I couldn't name a lot of her songs aside from like 22 and Shake It Off. And that's probably about it. But like, but like so those songs I don't really like, but there are some songs.
That's my favorite.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Or If I Was a Man or whatever. That's a song.
I don't know about that.
But like that, I think like the song like shit, dude. I think it's like Style is fine. Like there are some that aren't like the most popular ones on the album that like I heard later on, and I was like, oh yeah, like this song's actually fine. You know.
I will go a step further and say I don't hate any of her music. When it comes on, I don't have to turn it. Like I think
Shake It Off is the only one that I'm like,
it don't bother me.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. There's nothing that I would just be like, dude, you got to turn this or I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, no, her and Halsey and The Weeknd, Post Malone, like those are all fine by me. Like, and I watched Post Malone concert. That's one of the most recent concerts I went to. Weird. Not having a band is just weird. I can't really get into it. But
dude, I can't like imagine like being in that spot. Like,
yeah, just singing to a backing track.
To?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
like you turn around to do air guitar with someone and there's no one there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, half the fun of playing on stage was like having someone fuck up and then like side-eyeing them and being like laughing and, you know, and like just having like the interaction on stage was way more fun than any interaction in the crowd, you know, because it's just like, hey, these are like my homies and like this is fun and this is what we're doing together. And like it's cool that people want to watch and that's sick, but like the idea of just like being up there alone, like that's just so unappealing to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have to fucking worry about it, but I'm just saying like, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And before him was, damn, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a rap artist. He was okay. God, I really can't remember his name, but he was by himself, just trying to be his own hype man. And I was like, this is just fucking weird. This is just weird.
Yeah, it's like, it's a little cheesy, you know, like cringy.
A little cheesy, yeah. It's like karaoke, you know, it was a little karaoke-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kind of odd.
And it's like, I paid to be here. I paid to watch karaoke.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like Post Malone, my wife really enjoyed it because she loves him. And I enjoyed it, but it was not like, I didn't walk out of there like, bro, top 5, you know, it was nothing like that. It was just like, that was interesting. Like, glad I can say I saw him because I do like him, but
I'll never not like Post Malone, I think, because him and
Utah
I were
guy.
born in the same place. Yep. So
yeah,
we gotta back each other, bro. You know.
Yeah. Like you guys have the same face tattoos, and you know, just yeah.
I mean, I'm thoroughbred, Idahoan, fucking potatoes and shit, but I was born in Utah.
Potato State.
Whoop, whoop. Dude.
I fucking love it. I want to be from 208 so bad. All I've got is 740, and that's been made popular by Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals because there's shirts all over the place just say 740. Like that's all I got. Yep. Like I ran a store in Joe Burrow's hometown. Like that's all. That's it. That's all I got.
Got 7 wins, 4 losses.
Yeah. We used to pride ourselves on our neighboring town of Wellston, Ohio, Some Montgomery guy was a pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, and he was from Wellston, so everybody loved that guy. And I was like, okay, cool. All right.
Word.
Anyway,
I think that
we're using. Okay, sorry,
word.
bad.
Let's get into that. I was gonna say, I think the only person from here is the blonde girl in. She was in Mad Men. She was in Good Girls. Kind of like. She's like
never saw either.
Kind of like a sex icon, if I can say that. That sounds bad, but let me see here. But while I'm looking,
Elle King. Elle King is from my neighboring town.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, and she still comes here and eats.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and start, and I'll look this up and show you a picture of her.
Oh, okay. Let me get. Start with what we're using, not what we do after the show that involves mutual.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Are you there, Bronson? Almost there, buddy. Just kidding. That was a fucking great night.
So much fun.
Not enough people watch this, it's fine. So I'm using the Lauten Audio LS208, which I will just get it out of the way now, has become my daily driver. This is my
Fantastic.
current mic of choice. Yeah, I just fucking love it. I really, really do. And I've got that running into a Vocaster One, and no processing or nothing like that right now. And I'm really absolutely happy as shit with this thing. Did they send you the LS308 by chance?
They did not. No.
Okay. I've got the LS3. Yes. I got the LS308 in my possession, and it is like it almost looks like a golf club. It's got like a blimp on top of this body.
Yeah.
It has two capsules in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Two large diaphragm condenser capsules in it. And they told me that this thing would reject highway noise. And I was like,
no way.
They were like, I don't know if you want to like do any crazy tests, but like one of our guys took it in his car and recorded as we were going down the highway, and it rejected most of the highway noise. That's exactly what I said.
Perfect for you.
I said, dude, I just started a fucking podcast called In the Car with Bark, where I have a fucking mic rigged to my shit handle. I was like, I will absolutely use that on a podcast. I have not yet, because I could not get it to rig up right. So I like did a test holding it like this while I was driving. It's fucking crazy how good the off-axis rejection is on this two large diaphragm capsule mic. I was blown away.
That's dope, dude. Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know how they even did this, because this is like, what? I don't know how they did it.
Yeah. Dude, no, so I'm using the exact same setup, LS208, going into the Vocaster One. And dude, so but what filter are you using? Are you not using any filters?
I have to look. Let's see. I do have
by the way,
I have the stronger high pass on.
The 120?
The 120. I do not have the low pass on.
Oh, word. Okay. So we're a little using? Opposite then. So I'm using
my voice is a little heavy
kilohertz.
On it.
So yeah, it makes sense. So I'm not using any high pass filters, but I am using a low pass filter at 10 kilohertz, which makes sense for our voices.
Maybe
but
this is a pretty
Hendricks,
strong high pass. Oh, please focus.
Christina Hendricks.
Please focus. Yeah, she is gorgeous.
Save.
My
I'm
God.
just joking.
She's
yeah, you know who she is, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, any redhead, I at least know what they look like. I may not know their name, but I know what they look like. 208 Potato State, motherfucker.
That's like your thing, redheads?
Yes, very much so.
Oh,
absolutely.
Girl
Someone's
from Easy A.
Girl from Easy A. I mean, even what's the Julie from Magnolia? She's older now, but can't remember her name. All of them, just all the redheads.
I get it. I get the fascination. I'm with you, honestly.
I like very pale skin with red hair, or
Hey.
very dark women that are not
Dude,
white.
yeah, dude, that's fair.
Lorraine Pascal. Have you ever seen Lorraine Pascal?
No.
Look up Lorraine Pascal for me. Just put Lorraine Pascal.
Oh,
almost like
I've seen her
Pedro
before.
Pascal, like Spring Baking Championship. Lorraine Pascal. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like,
where have I seen her?
She is a unicorn of a woman.
Yeah, she is pretty.
I don't know.
She's very pretty. Yeah,
dude, she is gorgeous, especially when her hair's like. I don't even know. I shouldn't.
Oh, I watched. I've watched the holiday baking thing, and that's where I've seen her. Yeah,
dude, she's so hot.
I've seen her.
To me, she's just
dude. No, I think she's gorgeous for sure. Yeah, dude. No, that's interesting. Those are like your types, though. I dig it.
Yeah. Those, and then there's some curveballs in there. Rosario Dawson is a curveball of mine. I love Rosario Dawson. Kat Dennings, she's number one all time. She's just like my perfect shape, build, face.
That is fucking so interesting, because there are times that you remind me of my brother a little bit, and that is his number one. Like,
she's number one
for sure. And I'm like, damn, that's wild. Well, and that's funny though, because like my brother and I are similar in a lot of ways, and so like it makes sense that we get along, and so it makes sense that you guys would get along too.
Makes sense.
But,
yeah, I'm just your brother with a Southern Ohio accent.
Yeah.
Hey, Bronson, like play Legos in here, motherfucker. Get in. Got some Bud Light.
Yeah, dude. No, and you're like right in between our ages, essentially. And yeah, I was.
How old is he?
I was the youngest by quite a bit. He 46?
Yeah. Hey, I'm younger than somebody. That feels good. That's real nice.
I think he's 46. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the closest sibling I have is almost 9 years older than me. Accident,
Happens.
But yeah, no.
Happens.
I was
my child is 6 and I've got a 20-year-old, so it happens.
Hey. Yeah. No, they call me the miracle child, but we all know what that means.
You are definitely a goddamn miracle.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah, no, accidents are fun. Well,
yeah, my first child was definitely an accident.
Yeah, word. Yeah. How old? Well, 22? You would have been
20.
like 22? No, you would have been
21. 21. I was 21.
Gotcha.
Just old enough to drink and like, hey, you're going to be a dad. Like, fuck.
You're like,
I just am able to walk into bars and you're telling me I'm going to have a kid? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was fine. Everything was fine. Yeah. It's all fine. It's good.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude. There's actually something that I didn't know about you that you mentioned in you're in the car with Bark. And I was like, dude, one more way that we're so similar is I didn't know you had an ex-wife. I didn't know you'd been married before.
You have?
I had no idea. I have. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's nuts.
Dude, that's that Utah culture for you there, bro.
That's true. That's true. How are you and your ex-wife? Are you on okay terms, or are you just non-communicado?
We do not talk. I have not seen her in years. I do not want to see her, and like
that's usually how that goes.
I think she feels the same. I think she feels the same. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like there's no tie, like in any way. There never honestly was. Like ever since the day that like the papers were done, like it was it.
See ya.
Which was dope.
Yeah.
Like it was fine. But yeah. No, I was like, oh shit,
I like her. Me and my ex-wife are cool.
Fine. Yeah.
She's fine. She's actually a really nice person. I
think if I was old enough, that's kind of I think that's where I was at too. Like I think if I was like old enough to have a more mature relationship and kind of like like I don't know, and like I think that if we were older, we probably wouldn't have went for each other because we were just wildly different.
Yeah, that's how that goes. Me and my ex-wife are very different too. Like very, very, very different. Yeah. Let's be honest. It was all about sex then.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
like,
fair
what?
Comment.
I can get married and have sex all the time, all I want? That's not how that worked out. But, you think it is. You think like, oh, man, we lock this in with love, and it's just nothing but what really binds us, and that's that. It just doesn't work.
No, that's fair. Yeah, dude, like just that physical connection that you think is worth a lot more than it is, for sure.
Yeah. And it does not
Definitely.
make sense. Like, do not marry for sex, people. Don't do it. Just because you're getting some and you're not an incel, don't put a ring on it just because you're not an incel.
Just because you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure, dude.
Think about it.
Well,
it's a lot of work.
Since we were talking, you don't want to dive into something. You know what I mean?
But you do.
But since we were talking about T-Swizzle and kind of pop culture,
yeah,
my lady T-Swizz, I mentioned to you, I was like, hey,
Taylor Swift,
208 T-Swizz. But yeah, I mentioned to you, I was like, hey, we should talk about like the things that are like cool to hate, you know? And I feel like Taylor Swift is a little bit of one of those.
She is.
You know, like I feel
Absolutely.
like she's, you know, I mean, obviously, I think that like the most glaringly obvious one, no matter what, is Nickelback. But I think that like the interesting thing is, I think that we should talk about like, hey, is this hate deserved, or is this like a little? Is this gone too far? Is this gone too far?
I like
guys?
it a lot.
You know, but I mean, we can start with Nickelback.
Let's start with both of them.
Whatever.
Let's start with the two you mentioned, and let me just throw Limp Bizkit into the mix because it's.
Oh, that's a good one. I
don't think Taylor Swift is like up there with those two, but I think Nickelback and Limp Bizkit are like really.
I got one.
Really, Creed. Two that people. Creed too. Yeah.
Creed's in there.
This is good. This is good. Okay, first Tay Tay. I don't think it's cool to hate her at all. I think it just boils down to her thing with talking about all her exes, which is, you know, that's what a lot of music is about.
That's what I was going to say. She
just happened to have dated a lot of dudes that we know who they are. You know,
absolutely.
I forget about some of them, like John Mayer. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I think maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I feel like he's
like they're. That's dude. He has. I really think he has. He's probably got the dirtiest dick in Hollywood. Like
rings.
Dude. But it's bad, dude. I like his guitar playing though. I will say that.
He's good. He's good.
Very like melodic guitar player, and that's kind of what I like. I don't like his voice, but the back of it's good.
Special. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's actually. That's actually what I would say about Nickelback too, but we'll stay with T for a sec. Yeah, I don't think it's cool to hate. I think it's
lay off.
I think that and that's the thing. Like people give her such a hard time, you know, for dating people and whatever. But it's like, dude, there literally have been times where my wife, we went to college together, like later college when we were like almost done, and there were like times that we'd mention someone and we'd be like, oh fuck yeah. I did go on a couple dates with that person. You know, so I'm like, dude, just let her live her fucking life. Like, just because she's in the public eye, she can date as many fucking people as you. Like, no one else is going to be judged for that except for her. And that's just dumb. Like, that's just silly.
Yeah.
But
quick note on Taylor Swift that I read the other day that I found to be interesting. So are you familiar with the, I'm going to botch some of this because I only half read shit. But are you familiar with that guy that had the fucking cryptocurrency and he's in jail now, the FTX guy or whatever?
I don't think I know his name.
Maybe or something like that. Like Tom Brady was involved with him, and like some of these celebrities are under some scrutiny because they promoted this shit and it was basically all bullshit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, the only celebrity that did not, like Shaq, I guess, promoted, like there's, you know, a lot of celebrities are in a little bit of hot water. It'll probably go away. Yeah. But the only celebrity that was offered like a sponsorship deal with this cryptocurrency that asked questions herself was Taylor Swift. And she said, can you show me that these are secured, you know, entities? And he's like, no, I cannot. And she's like, I'm out.
I'm done.
So she's
smart girl, dude. Yeah. Smart girl.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
No, that's awesome.
So, you know, just, I don't know, man. I think she deserves some credit for songwriting, her playing. Like she kind of is the whole package. It's not my genre. It's not my chosen sound,
Yeah.
but like as far as pure pop stars go, she's the whole package. And she was country, and that she was good at that too. So she's done
She's
country
like,
successfully, pop
yeah,
successfully, and snuck in a little bit of indie
like
ambient
folky
shit.
stuff.
And was
Yeah.
was successful with that too. I have nothing but respect for her.
Yeah,
Nickelback's
dude,
another story.
Yeah. I think that, like, there's a lot worse role models out there, like, by far.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know, if you have a kid that, you know, is going to look up to someone, like, she's probably a decent choice compared to most, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, yeah, dude, no, I think Taylor Swift's great. Like, I don't have any hate. I don't have any hate for her at all. But, yeah, Nickelback. Nickelcrack.
Nickelback. You go ahead. I'm curious. I'm curious about your thoughts on this band.
So, ever since, so when I was younger, I remember when How You Remind Me came out, and that was like the big one that like really took them off. And I remember initially being like, I don't like this, you know, like, and it just wasn't for me. And I do think that I was like kind of like into like heavy stuff, and it was kind of at the point, and I'll admit it, like it was silly, like I was listening to heavy stuff to listen to heavy stuff, not because it was necessarily my favorite thing, but I like grew to like it and grew to appreciate it, and it was like, you know, the heavier the better, and it wasn't really due all to enjoyment, but also just like because it was cool, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that this soft ass Nickelback came out at the time that I was like doing that, and I was like, fuck this band, this is stupid, you know? And then I remember actually it was super funny, like Sum 41 is Canadian, and I do like Sum 41. Like before I was in my heavy stage, I'd listen to them quite a bit.
Sum
And
41's heavier shit that has been basically the back second half of their catalog. Some of that shit is real good.
dude, I was actually listening to them the other day, and I'm like, damn, like this band is solid. Yeah, so
I'm trying to think of the album, but keep going.
But
They
it
have
was-
an
it
album
was
that I
always
think
funny.
is a banger.
Yeah, dude, I wanna know which one you're talking about. But yeah, dude, they did like a cover of How You Remind Me, and like right before they played it, and they kind of did it like sarcastically and stuff, and because they did that, it made me like it was endearing for them to do it, and it was also like a bash on Nickelback, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, like whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but like, oh yeah, dude, Chuck is dope, dude. That's a great album. That's
We're
the one I was
All to
listening to
Blame
the other day.
is a fucking, I know it's a
Yes.
single, but that is a banger.
It's a good
That whole
song,
album's
dude.
a fucking banger.
It's and like I mean, Pieces was a single too, I think, and it was like, dude, it's a good song. Like that's a good album for sure.
It's a fucking real good album, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they did
Forgot
that,
about
made me love them more, made me hate Nickelback more. But it was funny though, like right before they're like, "This is the Canadian national anthem," and they start playing that, and I was like, "Hell yes, dude."
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude. So I don't like Nickelback, but I've always kind of not liked Nickelback. But what I will say is, I think that their instrument section, like I think that they're fine. Like I think they're solid. Like I think their drummer kind of holds it down and is like decent. And when I have like heard live things of them, I'm like, oh, like yeah, like guy's got chops. Like he's like solid, especially for them. But I'm like, also at the same time, I gotta take into consideration that they don't really play the hardest shit, you know? So, whatever. But, I mean, like, music-wise, like, if you put a different voice and a different personality on Nickelback, I probably wouldn't hate them as much. But then again, I've never really liked that genre of music. So, but I think Chad Kroeger's a fucking joke. I think he's a douchebag. For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I will admit, I owned Silver Side Up, which was the album with "This Is How You Remind Me" on it. After grunge kind of died off with the deaths of Kirk and Lane Staley, like Enslotted Creed, Nickelback, Disturbed, Stained, all that shit, and I didn't have anywhere to turn because I wasn't into heavy yet, and I listened to a shit ton of punk and quite a bit of ska. And I loved it, but I still needed my slightly more drop D sound as well. Like I grew accustomed to some of that. System of a Down too. Fuck, they're good. But anyways, and new metal, and some of that creeped in, and I went through a period where I was not a hater, and that Nickelback album I thought it was pretty good, and then they did, well, I want to be big rock stars living hilltops, and I was like, fuck this band. I was like, this is garbage. This is Kid Rock level garbage to me.
Yes.
So I will admit that Nickelback makes catchy songs. And
yeah, dude, like,
you don't have to play technical, complicated shit. Like Kirk Hammett of Metallica was talking about people who are like ripping on his solos on this new album, which I didn't like. But like, I totally side with Kirk because he's like, I'm playing what I think goes with the music and sounds like Metallica. I don't need to be Yngwie Malmsteen and doing apparegios and taps and like,
absolutely.
I don't have to do that. Like, I'm trying to make good music. That doesn't mean it's got to be, what's that Tim guy from Polyphia or whatever? Like,
oh yeah.
You know, that shit's fine and it's impressive, but it's like, it's YouTube impressive. It's not like throw an album on and like, fuck. It's
I would
YouTube
argue
impressive.
It's not musical. I would say it's not
musical.
And
that's why I don't like the Dillinger Escape Plan that I mentioned earlier, because it's just kind of too much noise and not enough song structure for me. And Nickelback has good song structure. I mean, I don't like Nickelback. I don't. Like, I think it's cheesy, and actually in my podcast, or on my podcast, Stuck in My Generation, me and the co-host of that at the time, we did the full Nickelback dive, because that's what the show was all about, listening to a whole discography that we had never listened to before. Maybe one or two albums we listened to, but if there was a lot of stuff we never gave a chance, we went back and gave it a chance. And so much of Nickelback's lyrics are so fucking creeper cringy, it's not even funny.
They're so cringy, dude. They're so cringy.
So cringy. And that's what makes me really dislike them. And some of those fucking just catchy pop rock songs that blew up, like, more power to them, just not for me. And I definitely, just not a big fan. There are songs that I still think are okay, but I wouldn't put them on by choice. So that's where I'm at with Nickelback.
Yeah.
Creed?
Well, yeah, dude. So, oh my gosh. Creed. There's some funny history to me with Creed. So did you ever watch like the, what is it called, dude? The, it's like where they replace the audio and they like make whatever noises it looks like they're making. You know what I'm trying to think of what it's
like
called.
Ad lip syncs.
Yeah, basically, like, and so
the NFL ones, like, is it something like that? Like, have you ever watched the NFL?
Yeah, but
Bad
with
Lip
music,
Sync?
essentially, dude.
I think I want a fish taco,
dude. Exactly, yeah. So, what is it?
Adrian
Creed.
Peterson.
Oh, what is it called? Oh, dude,
with arms wide open or something else.
It was when they played at like the Creed. It's called Creed Shreds, is what it's called. Dude, I'll have to send you it. But like we used to, I remember very vividly, like we went to this like studio and we were recording this EP in some like podunk fucking town in Utah. And it had like terrible internet connection and everything. But we went to this gas station and they had free Wi-Fi for whatever reason. And this was like a while back. And so we were on like our phones for a second, and my friend pulls up that video, Creed Shreds, and dude, like all week, that's all we could fucking talk about and like mimic, and it is hilarious. Like, I'd probably not think it's as funny now, but dude, so I always just like put Creed with that, and I think those videos are so funny. But there's also Nickelback shred ones too, so it's so fun, dude. I fucking love it. But that's like classic dumb YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, now it's like a totally different game. But so with Creed, another funny story is that my mom, when my very first niece was going to be born, she tried to take her like little stereo into the delivery room, queued up, arms wide open, and wanted to play it while the baby was being born. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, mom, dude, But so I don't like Creed. I think Creed's a joke. I will give credit to their guitar player though. I think their guitar player is pretty solid. He's kind of one of those guys that
went on to Alter
like,
Bridge.
Yes, yeah.
Mark Tremonti.
Yeah, and I think that like once again it's just kind of like he is melodic in a way that I think is complementary toward the music, and that's cool. Even though I think that it sounds like their singer's taking a shit, you know. So.
Can you take golden
dude? You are gonna love Creed Shreds, man, dude. You're gonna love it.
Man, I probably
I'm sending
will.
you the link right fucking now, dude. Oh my god.
Again, I own the first 3 albums of this band because I was like 20 when they came out, and I was just out of music to listen to, and it was one of those things like I don't know how much of this you experienced. I'm sure some of it you experienced, but when I was 17 to like 22, the thing to do was when I got my paycheck, I went to our record store, which was called Criminal Records, and it was dope. It was sweet too. It was black and white and everything.
That's sick.
But I would go to this record store and I would buy. We had the internet, but it wasn't booming yet. You know, it was kind of. Yeah. So I would go buy whatever I didn't have because I had everything, and I would go in every week and buy albums. I would buy whatever cover looked cool, or if I heard a single that I thought was like, ooh, that's kind of promising, I'll check out the whole album. I'd buy the whole fucking album. I owned so many albums that I would be ashamed of simply because. Remember Fastball? Where are we going without ever knowing the way?
Oh, yes, dude.
I own that album because I was like, I'm out of music. What do I fucking buy? And I bought that and I listened to the album. I was like, oh, God, this sucks. But, you know, I own those Creed albums because I just didn't have, I needed something to listen to. And they were kind of Nickelbackish in the way that, like, their song structure was good. Catchiness. Like, they had hits for a reason. Yeah. Like, we love to hate on them, but the fact of the matter is, Nickelback's like one of the best-selling bands of all time.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty sure. They're like up there. Like, they've sold more records than like 90% of musicians have ever sold. And there is a reason. Now, I chalk that up to, like, people with music ignorance is bliss, which is why so many people love country. Like today's country, like modern country.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, oh, I don't care what it's about or what song structure it is. It's like, it's good to drink Bud Light too, you know? It's it's woo girl music. We can all be like, woo, Brantley Gilbert fucking smashed a Bud Light can on stage. Woo! Like, woo! But when it comes down to it, that music's not going to be remembered for anything. You know what I mean? Creed's not going to be. It was woo girl music for the 90s kids that didn't have their grunge anymore, and it did enough to get big because of the times, but it will not be remembered for anything other than why did we like this?
See, and that's kind of what I do think of, especially Creed. I wouldn't say Nickelback as much because I know
Nickelback's
that
more respectable.
Yeah, I think that
musically,
and people love, like, there are some people that absolutely love Nickelback, like to this day, like absolutely, you know. And so I do think that Creed especially is definitely one of those bands where it's like there are bands that I listened to when I was younger, and I will turn them on, and I'm like, this is fucking dumb, like this is really bad. And so it's just like they play on the popularity of the time, but it doesn't age well, and so
No, they hit like while it's hot.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah, I actually feel like we can move on to that. Like, I feel like Limp Bizkit has more longevity for sure than Creed ever did, you know. But
this is where shit goes off the rails for me. I fucking love Limp Bizkit.
The Bizkit, dude.
Love Limp Bizkit. And don't get me wrong, Nookie, no, I don't love it. Rollin', no, I don't love it. Yeah. I don't like I don't like any of their early music anymore. Again, because I'm 42 years old in a few weeks, I owned those albums. All of them.
Yeah.
Hot dog and the whatever, chocolate flavored
hot dog flavored water.
Asshole. That, yeah.
Chocolate starfish.
Starfish, yeah. I owned all that shit. And that I did like a little bit, but I went through my phase when I was too cool. Like, after I was done with my little phase of like Creed, Nickelback, you know, and it was a very short phase because I just didn't have anything else to listen to. I was a Limp Bizkit hater. And then, me and my dude that do the podcast, or used to do the podcast, the music one, Limp Bizkit released Dad Vibes, which was like 2021 maybe. Like they did it at a festival, and I was like, ooh, this is fun. I kind of missed this. And then they released an album, and it was called Still Sucks. So the whole title's like Limp Bizkit Still Sucks. And then I get to reading, and it's like, I get to reading about Limp Bizkit. Oh, yeah, it is. I get to reading, and it's like, okay, they may have taken themselves a little seriously at first. Like, Wes Borland left the band for a reason, because he's like, God, we make fucking dumb music. You know, I'm so good, and we make dumb music. But they don't take themselves seriously. Maybe they never did, but like, Still Sucks came out, and like, me and my dude Brian, we watched this whole live. It was Lollapalooza, maybe 2021 or something. And I watched that whole show. He's like, dude, I know it's Limp Bizkit, but, and I give him full credit. He's like, you got to watch this. Watch this whole live set. I fucking loved every goddamn minute of it. And then I bought that album, and I loved every goddamn minute of it. And then I went back one more album to Gold Cobra, and that shit is hard. Like, it is fucking good. And I was like, holy shit, man. Yeah. Now that I know that they're not like, they're not trying to even pretend that they're some kind of master music and lyric writing geniuses. Like, that is just some fun shit. And if you really dive back in, you realize like they're fucking brilliant for being able to tap into the times and make music that actually does kind of hold longevity. And this is the last thing I'll say about them. Fucking love them. But if there's a channel on YouTube called React, it's just called React in capital letters. And they have like today's Gen Z kids like reacting to music. Like they reacted to Weezer and they reacted to like all this stuff. Yeah. Well, there's a recent one, and it's like, you know, teens react to Limp Bizkit. And like these teens are sitting around, and at first they're kind of like, but as time goes on, they're like, this is dope. You know, they're like loving it. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sitting there with them. I'm like, oh, you got to watch it. It's so good. There's this one girl in particular that looks like, they're making me feel something I've never felt before. Like, it's a fucking great video. But I seriously love them. Like, the album Still Sucks is so goddamn good. And they did a video for one of the singles off there where they did the deep fakes. And like the whole band, it's like Fred Durst is Putin and Wes Borland is Joe Biden, and the drummer is like Xi Jinping from China, and then the bassist is Kim Jong-un or whatever. It's just great. It's so good. I love Limp Bizkit. I gush about Limp Bizkit these days because they're just so much fucking fun.
Yeah, dude. So here's how I feel about, like, I
go
think
back
that,
and give him a chance, Bronson.
Oh yeah,
not the old stuff.
No, I feel you.
Last two albums, put them on and have fun.
I'm gonna say, I think that like self-awareness and self-deprecation is charming and it's likable.
They're endearing to me now.
See, and that's kind of like knowing that like, honestly, I would 100%, I can say without a doubt, I would rather listen to any Limp Bizkit song than any Creed or Nickelback song. And so 100%. I'm like, the hate to me, when it comes down to it, just like off of the self-deprecation and the fact that I would choose them over some people that I do think the hate is worth it, I would say that the hate isn't worth it. I would say that, like, or it's too much, you know, like it's not cool to hate Limp Bizkit when Limp Bizkit is aware of the fact that you hate them and they might kind of hate them. Like, that's dude, like they took the coolness out of hating him. You know what I mean? And like, that's cool.
And there's some factors like Westmoreland is legitimately a kick-ass guitarist, legitimately a kick-ass guitar player. Like even he has accepted that like, okay, now that I'm over my 20 and 30-year-old self, I'm actually having a lot of fun with this band. This is actually a lot of fun.
Word.
And I can still show how creative I can be, even in the context of some of this goofy shit that we do and play. And some people talk about Fred Durst being so horrible at rapping. I don't really think he is.
I wouldn't say horrible, no.
He's kind of a Swiss Army knife of genres when it comes to his vocals. And I kind of just have respect for what they do. I think it's... They are on my bucket list of concerts. I have to go see them because I think it'll be one of the funnest damn shows ever. And like I was talking about that Lollapalooza set, the dude is so good at making himself relevant somehow. He literally just puts on a gray comb-over wig, a pair of like old man glasses, and wears like a windbreaker and some khakis and comes out and sings about dad vibes. And the motherfucker blew up on the internet all over again.
Hilarious.
And it completely catapulted them right back into relevance, sort of. And it's just kind of impressive to me.
Yeah.
He's a marketing genius, and he's directed almost all their videos. So if we're going to give Taylor Swift props for being, so artistic, like Fred Durst has directed most of their videos, which their videos are fucking good. Like, artistically, visually, and he's directed movies and fucking TV shows, and it's like,
dude, I can't hate on him. He was in a movie I watched that wasn't bad. It was like kind of like a horror thriller movie. It was solid. It was fine.
He was in a show called Revelations that was like a book about, or a show about the Book of Revelations, like a miniseries. He was in that. It was really good.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I don't think that Fred or Limp deserves the hate. I'm going to say it. Limp. Dude, and also, can I just say Limp Bizkit? That's a fucking hilarious name. Like,
we should have known they weren't taking themselves seriously from the get-go.
Yes! That's a fucking funny name. Like, and not to mention chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. Like, no, I don't think they were ever being truly serious.
I don't either. And their logo is a Fred Durst in a hat doing this, and it's like the Major League Baseball logo, but redone because of his backwards hat and his like I don't know what kind of pose it is, but like a fucking hip hop pose or something. I don't know. They're just funny as hell to me, and their music is genuinely just kind of fun. Yeah, dude. No, I'm gonna give it up. I don't think that. I think they're fine. I'm going to listen to some of their new stuff, but I'm sending you a link now because I think you will enjoy not only the humor of this video, but it is also, it's just got a banging fucking guitar line. I think we should end this episode on that and then keep recording and do another one.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, dude. No, that was pretty solid.
We're right at an hour. So we'll give you guys. It has even been suggested to us by Michael Bauer of Dynasty Rewind fame that we should record for 4 hours. That way we have 4 episodes for him to listen to release periodically. And we all know that the buck works out while listening to this podcast, so we should probably do that for him as well. And Fred Durst apparently touches himself to it. So we should probably just say we'll see you guys next time, but just know the next episode is happening in about 30 seconds.
Word. Thanks for letting us be in you.
We appreciate it a lot, just like you're our ex-wives.
Yes.
Thanks for letting us be in you.